your 24 viewing. Have you continued?
I have continued. I am on season 3 now. So I finished season 2. Fun to have this classic throwback show to catch up on the entire world is seeing except for me and kind of going through it for the first time. But yeah, the some of the storylines with his daughter were kind of crazy. She was chased by a coyote at one point, hiding out from a coyote.
Kim,
But all the worst things that could happen instead of all the best things that could
yes.
happen.
Kim couldn't stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Never could.
She got arrested like 5 times.
Caught some charges
Yeah.
along the way. We will definitely reconvene on as you move through season three because it is electric. Season three is phenomenal.
Nice. Nice.
If you've watched it out there, if you're listening, shout out Chase. That's all I'm gonna say. Big moment you have coming ahead of you for our guy Chase. Welcome back to the Daily Thunder podcast. I am your substitute host for the day, Ryan Woods. I'm here with my guy, my corner three shooter, my compadre, Daily Thunder beat writer, Brandon Rahbar. Brandon, how are you, man?
I am doing well. We have played pickup hoops together. Who would I compare you to, on the Thunder? Maybe like a Jada, just kind of a do-it-all.
Whoa,
Maybe
whoa.
maybe a do-it-all. I don't. Jada is like a high.
I don't play any defense.
True.
I, yeah,
It's tough on
very
the Thunder
high.
because they all play defense.
I can't play, Mark would hate me.
No, you you'd be getting no Skittles whatsoever on this team.
Zero.
Yeah. Same
Zero.
here though, bro. Same here though.
Maybe there's I'm more of like a maybe an Adam Flagler.
Okay, Adam Flagler. Yeah, no longer on the team. Was a part. Hey,
That's where I belong.
he won a ring though.
That's true. Um, all right. Well, you didn't say how you were doing. You just started talking about me as a basketball player, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
not very good.
yeah, no, no, my bad. I'm doing well. I'm excited to see this Thunder team in Las Vegas and see if they can, kind of take care of what they didn't take care of last year. They feel like there's some unfinished business. J-Dub, in as much of a way as the team will admit to it, kind of said there was some unfinished business in Vegas. And yeah, so we got a couple days off here, and I'm excited to see this team go for the NBA Cup championship.
What was the vibe last night in the arena? Like that was quite the beatdown last night.
The Loud City crowd has been obviously great all year long. And that's partly because the Loud City crowd is always great and has always been great. And then part of it is this team is giving Loud City a lot to be excited about, including last night. There was some extra motivation, I think, for the players last night on both sides, but also some extra juice in the crowd because it's the NBA Cup. It's the quarterfinal. They know that a trip to Vegas and a possible cup championship is on the line. And that is like the one thing the team didn't add to the trophy case last year was the NBA Cup. So I think fans kind of realized the moment and came in kind of pumped up. It was a Amazon Prime national TV game. So the crowd was pumped. And then, from the tip, literally the first play of the game, where Cason Wallace, pick sixes Colin Gillespie and finishes with a fast break bucket. Crowd was totally into it all the way from moment one, from tip off until that last Ousmane Dieng step back contested deep three at the shot clock buzzer. When the Thunder ended up winning by 49, they were into it every second of the way.
I'm trying to remember the outlet that posted it, but it was a stats page, and um, they were showing just like the where the stats that Thunder rank really high in, and maybe a couple stats that the Thunder don't rank all that high in. One of the spots that they don't rank near the top of the league in is uh, deep 3-point shooting. And last night, Usman hits that three at the end. I'm like, oh, we still got it. He just doesn't play all that much.
Yeah, that's right.
What a bucket that was. He honestly has looked fantastic over the last 7 to 10 days, getting a little bit more playing time with some guys out. I thought he's looked really good.
I think it's
Shout out to
fantastic,
Simo, who
but
has always been in on Ousmane Dieng.
I think it's fantastic that the Thunder are 24-1, and we are starting off the podcast. They're on the way to Vegas. We're starting off the podcast. The first player we're talking about is Ousmane Dieng. It kind of
We
just
got
summarizes,
we
you
got
know,
Adam Flagler
yeah,
and Ousmane Dieng in there before we even mentioned the reigning MVP.
that's right.
That's what you get here with this duo right here. The sicko mode.
That's
Uh,
right.
totally. Okay, so a 49-point demolition of the Suns last night. The shorthanded Suns. We are a team that has not been healthy all season, so we will absolutely acknowledge when other teams are coming in without their top guys. But just an incredible uh, performance from the team. I thought that end of the first half flurry of threes between Shea, Dort hit a couple, and then Jada beats the buzzer. A highlight of the whole season for the team. They it really felt like, and we talked about it last night, but like they go up 11-2 and it just felt over.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like this team can is going to give up large deficits. And there's been a couple of examples where they've given up some sustained runs to teams, but like if this team similar to that Warriors team in 15-16 that is being brought up a ton um, now with this team being at 24-1. But if they got up to 15, there was a running stat of like if they get up to 15, they don't lose.
Mhm.
If they take a 15-point lead at any point in the game, game's over. And this team is approaching that like impenetrable level of play when they get to a certain lead. If you get down double digits, it's really, really, really hard to come back on them because you have to sustain such a high level of play for so long on both ends. And this team is just not giving that up right now.
Like you said, the Suns didn't have Devin Booker last night. I think we can all agree it probably doesn't matter. But that said, they just didn't have anybody that could bend the Thunder defense one way or another at all. So the Thunder are just
Yeah.
playing straight up. And the Thunder, if you give them the ability to just play straight up, especially now they had Lou Dort back, they had Alex Caruso back, they were just smothering the Suns. They were working so hard in the half court to get any shots off against this Thunder defense. And the Thunder is just turning them over, getting easy transition buckets. Colin Gillespie in that first game against the Thunder hit six threes. He had 2 points last night. 2 points. To your point, that run at the end of the half, they hit four threes in a row on four straight possessions. The Thunder lead went from 12 points at like the 4:15 mark of the second quarter to at halftime they went on a 20-6 run in the last few
Yeah, I think it
minutes.
was 72-49 or something like
So yeah,
that.
74-48, something like that. They're up like 26-ish, something like
Yeah.
that. They went from like up 12 to like up 26, and it's like it was over. Like going into halftime after that flurry, you're just like it's over. This defense,
Yeah.
this team, there was just no coming back from that. Everybody felt it that was watching it. Everybody felt it in the arena. This team, this Thunder team, is getting a lot of comparisons for good reason to the 2016 Warriors, to the 1996 Bulls because of like the achievement of going 24-1 and the net rating and all those things. And when you watch those 2016 Warriors and when you watch those Bulls, but especially the Warriors because of the three-point shooting, when they would like go on a run like that, where they would just bomb a bunch of threes and a lead would go from like eight to like 24, you're like, okay, well, game's over. That's what it felt like last night watching this team. Usually the Thunder overwhelm you with defense. Sometimes they overwhelm you with defense and hitting threes. And when they combine the two, they're just unstoppable.
They led last night at halftime. Just looked it up, 74-48. So you had it right. 74-48, which means the Thunder only had to score 16 points in the second half to win the game.
Yeah, this Thunder team is just another
If
level.
they scored 15 points in the second half, they still would have gone to overtime.
That's unbelievable. Like the stats that are coming out about this Thunder team, whether it be that, whether it be the fact that there's so many like fun like little stats you'll see like on social media. That's one of those. I love the stat of the Thunder 24-1, and they haven't played one single minute yet with their preferred starting five. Because as soon as
Yeah.
J-Dub comes back, Isaiah Hartenstein is out. He'll be back soon. So they haven't
Yeah.
even been fully healthy all season long, and yet they're doing what they're
They're
doing.
they have the second most games lost to injury in the whole league.
That's insane. All these games lost, and it's not just, I know some people look at that and they'll be like, okay, well, that's probably counting Nikola Topic and Thomas Sorber, which is true. But
Yes.
Jalen Williams missed the first 19 games. He's an all NBA player. Chet has missed a handful of games. Caruso has missed several games. Hartenstein has missed several games. Dort has missed several games. Up and down the roster,
Wiggins.
every single player, yes, every single player has missed one or more games except for AJ Mitchell. He's the only player that has played every single game this season. So it's not just Topic and Sorber. These are core players. These are, really, Shea just missed the one, but outside of Shea, like 2 through 12, the rotation guys, they've all missed several games.
Yeah, Kenrich started the year out, and when he's healthy, he's rarely a healthy scratch. He plays in almost every game that he's healthy for. Um, they just have a ton of dudes. Um, Shout out Brandon Carlson from the Utah game. We haven't talked about the Utah game yet. That was just another example of this team's depth. They are just really, really deep, and he put on a show back home. So that was cool to see. In another game that was just uncompetitive very quickly.
So that Jazz game, no Shea, Dort Caruso Hartenstein, no Isaiah Joe.
And
So that
Isaiah Joe.
and I said, so you've got
How
your
many how many teams how many teams does that how many teams is that a better starting five than?
oh,
That
that team's probably the number one team in the East.
I agree.
I mean, Shea, Dort, Caruso, Isaiah Joe, and Hartenstein. Yeah, I think that's the one seed in the East. Yeah,
An
and
incredible starting five.
that's a great starting five. Those guys are out, and you beat the Jazz by 30 points on the road. Just unbelievable. That's your first, fourth, fifth, sixth, and ninth-ish best player.
It's reaching new levels. Like last night, even on Twitter, last night was just like a new peak of like, oh my God. Not from fans, like Thunder fans or whatever. It was like everyone's looking around like this is just never gonna this is never going away. Like this is reached like um this is transcended. Like this is league wide like respect.
Oh yeah, some of my favorite comments I see now on Twitter or any form of social media is just how like the league is ruined. Adam Silver needs to step in. There'll be fans of like opposing teams that are that are playoff teams that are like, let's just tank now. There's no there's no point. Let's just go for a top three draft pick and try to run it back in 5 years when this Thunder dynasty is
Well,
over. Yeah, it's you're seeing comments and reactions from like the NBA kind of stratosphere, whether that be reporters, talking heads, or fans, social media that do really remind you of like the 2016 Warriors, the KD Warriors, where it just felt inevitable.
really does. Um, and like you said, we're still waiting to see the starting five together again for the first time since the finals. Um, it's funny if those teams that are trying to get down to the top three, you're gonna have to pass the Clippers.
That's the funniest thing about all of this is realizing that Thunder fans really are having their cake and eating it too, because
Yes.
you have a team that is very much within reach of breaking the all-time wins record for a season and going back to back. That's on the table, obviously. But this Clippers team, I don't see a path to where this team becomes a playoff team. Kawhi has been playing and he's been playing well. James Harden has been playing and he's been playing well. Like the only guy they really have out that's going to be coming back is Derek Jones Jr. And I don't think Derek Jones Jr. is going to save this team. By the way, if you look at the rest of 2025, the Clippers schedule, they got the Thunder, they got the Rockets a couple of times, they got the Pistons, they got the Lakers. Like they've got a lot of losses probably on the way. Um, they just look very old all of a sudden. You know, these are guys obviously on paper really talented, but I don't see a path when you look at the West and the standings and those teams and you look at the Clippers and their record. I don't see a way that this team gets into the playoffs. Like, you know, I think they'd be doing well to only give the Thunder like the number 10, 12 pick at this point. And if I'm the Clippers, you know, it's like a sunk cost fallacy. Like to focus on, hey, let's not give the Thunder a top three pick. Let's get as many wins as we can. Like if I'm the Clippers, I sell James Harden for what I can and start focusing on the future. If you can get a buyer for Kawhi, sell him. Zubac, if you can sell him to get something back, get some draft capital because you don't have any for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You're not going to win with this team, obviously. I don't think they'll do it. I think still Steve Ballmer wants to fight and claw his way into a play-in spot, but I don't think it's happening.
Like you said, there's a lot of teams they have to pass, and a
Yeah.
lot of teams that are the arrow is pointing at least up a little bit that they would have to pass to get even to 9 or 10. That's an interesting situation they're in because the value for Harden, Kawhi, Zubats, it's never going to be higher
Right.
than right now. Like
Right.
it will only go down from here. And so if they're going to, maximize the value on those guys, it's by moving them this year. And I think there's a world where they move them for guys, you're going to have to bring back salary. If you get picks back in that, I still think there's a world where the guys you bring back play scrappy enough to claw out a similar amount of wins as the team that they have right now. This team is, like you said, very old. They can't get side to side uh, very well at all, and that's like you're just dead. There's too many good guards. There's too many teams that are playing at such a high rate, tons of possessions, moving the ball well. If you can't get across the if you can't get across the floor, like you're toast, and they just can't defend. And like Harden is playing so well, like you
Yeah.
said. Like he's offensively, the year he's having is incredible. He is really playing well, and the on-off numbers are crazy. Like when he's off, it gets really bleak. So yeah, glad glad we're on this side because gosh, that's tough. The Thunder will play the Spurs now 4 times between Saturday and January 13th. They will play them 3 times between Saturday and Christmas Day. And I think, we don't have this for sure, but like Wemby was very close to playing last night, it sounds like. Went through like full speed workout yesterday. They said they were going to see how he responds to that today, but I'm guessing he's going to be available Saturday night, which sets up an incredible semifinal in Vegas. What are your thoughts on the Thunder and this Spurs team playing them this many times uh in a condensed setting and then also the semifinal?
I think these are obviously the Thunder are the best team in the NBA. I think the Spurs, you know, coming into the season, I thought that they were going to be a playoff team. I thought they would take a leap, but I didn't expect this. Right now, I think you can make an argument that the Spurs are the fourth best team in the Western Conference. And if you're the fourth best team in the Western Conference, you have an argument to be the fourth best team in the NBA, really. I think this is a fun matchup. I think this is going to be a good game. I think Wemby's going to play. It sounds like kind of like reading the tea leaves. I would expect Wemby to play, which is going to be great for the NBA Cup. Like
Yeah.
having Wemby versus Chet, having the reigning MVP. I think this is a great matchup. My only like bummer part of this is it is kind of like ruining the hype for the Christmas Day game because now you've got the NBA Cup matchup. Then you've got, for some crazy reason, the NBA schedule makers scheduled Thunder Spurs on December 23rd, 2 days before the Christmas game. So all that like hype that should have built for Thunder versus Spurs, Chet versus Wemby, all those teams, like the reigning champs versus their probable rivals for the next 5 years, like the one team I think that everybody's pointing at and saying like this can possibly be a team that can be a threat to the Thunder in the future. Just the hype kind of fizzles a little bit when they've already played two times in like the preceding less than 2 weeks before that. But it's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun games, a lot of good matchups, and nobody can say anything about the strength of schedule anymore. They've played and beaten everybody in the West right now, except for the Spurs and the Nuggets, and they're about to play the Spurs 3 times. So
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Has Hardenstein have we had double bigs against Wemby yet? Because I know he missed the first two matchups last year, and I can't remember um if we've had both Chet and Hardenstein against a healthy Spurs team yet.
that is a good question. I cannot remember
That
that
and that's not
third
to say that
matchup.
Hardenstein's gonna be that's not to say he's back or anything. We don't know
Right.
yet.
Hartenstein, he's in that reevaluation window right now. It was 10 to 14 days. So we're at that point. I don't know if he'll be back for the NBA Cup or not. I wouldn't be surprised if I'd probably be more surprised if he is back. I don't expect him back until after the Cup, but it could be. All that
Hmm.
said, I would certainly expect him to be back for those back to back games against the Spurs on the 23rd and on Christmas Day. I don't
And they
remember.
play Memphis. They play Memphis the 22nd. So that's a back-to-back as well. That's a
Oh,
Memphis at home, and then they go at San Antonio the next night, the 23rd. So curious if he's back for either of those.
yeah, which by the way, speaking of back-to-backs and the NBA Cup, it's wild that they changed they changed the Clippers game from Wednesday to Thursday to avoid the Thunder having to play possibly the NBA Cup finals on Tuesday and then the Clippers on Wednesday. But now it created back-to-back of the Clippers on Thursday and at the Timberwolves on Friday. So they avoided one back to back to add another back to back. I guess the argument would be they don't really want to have to blame, I guess, the NBA Cup and you're in Vegas, it's a different atmosphere, and if you win, you kind of get a celebration. So it's hard to go from that
Hmm.
to a back to back. So I get it. I get why they did it, but it was kind of funny.
I don't know why. I just assumed that game would get moved like way down the schedule.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I didn't think they would like just move it back a day.
Yeah.
I
Just
probably should have thought that.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I thought it would be like, this game has been rescheduled for like March 20th. I really thought it'd be like that far down the
You,
road.
you know why they did it? They just did it so that Clippers fans can't get any sort of break this season whatsoever. They're like the one they could have been like, hey, at least we're playing the Thunder on the second night of back to
You
back
thought
after
you
the
thought you
NBA
had
Cup
rest
Finals.
advantage.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take that off the table. Go ahead and take that away. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Spurs game and like little mini series with them in this part of the schedule because they crushed the Lakers last night in LA. Um, Steph Castle looks incredible. De'Aaron Fox is playing well. Just two guards that are so fast. They're like an automatic paint touch. I'm excited to watch Dort and Kaysen take their cracks at these guys and trying to contain them because they've been phenomenal. Vassell has been shooting it well, playing well. Champagny, they have really good perimeter players, and adding Wemby back potentially that's obviously incredible. But like Cornette's been great for them. Really good rim protection from him. I'm impressed with San Antonio. People seem to really love their coach. I'm impressed. I'm very excited to watch them. This is going to be a good test for the Thunder, I think.
It will be, and they're one of the few teams in the league that are similar to the Thunder in that they're young, fast, athletic. I won't say keep up with the Thunder's pace on both sides of the court or anything like that. But I mean, a lot of these teams, the Thunder are just running off the court because they can't. Other teams just cannot keep up with this constant ball pressure, with the speed and transition, with the athleticism, just the youth. The Thunder just overwhelm you in waves in those phases of the game. And the Spurs can match that in some ways. The Thunder are more talented. The Thunder are more experienced. The Thunder are deeper and all those things. But this Spurs team, I think they're legit. I think they're for real. I would expect the Thunder to win this game, whether Wemby plays or not. Thunder are the better team. But I think that the Spurs team are going to give them a good game. I think all three of these Thunder Spurs games are going to be good games. I'd expect them to be, and I do think this is kind of the first season in many seasons to come of this budding rivalry. Like, the NBA has tried to make it a thing the last couple of years with Chet and Wemby, but the Thunder
Yeah,
just been so much
yeah.
better than the Spurs, and they are still so much better than the Spurs. But the Spurs are becoming a very good team, and this is kind of the first iteration this season of the Spurs becoming this really good team. Like, if they finished above the Lakers and Wolves in like the 4 spot this season, I would not be shocked. Almost at this point,
No.
I might even predict that at this point to happen. And so much like the Thunder were, they're ahead of schedule. They've had
Mhm.
some pretty nutty lottery luck to get Wimby,
Yeah.
Castle, and Harper in back to back seasons.
Yeah, I
No
didn't mention
brainers hit.
Harper. He looked awesome, and you know who he really reminds me of is actually is AJ Mitchell.
Yeah.
They are really they're really similar to me. Like in the limited minutes I've watched of Dylan Harper, the consistent paint touches, the lefty, like all of it to me looks very similar to what we love so much about AJ Mitchell. They're gonna be fun. Um, Before we go. I did also want to mention, just we were talking about stats. November 5th. It's the last time. That was when the Thunder lost. Not the last time they lost. That's just when they lost their
Yeah.
one game. November 5th. Uh, Crazy. All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll wrap it here. Thunder play in Vegas on Saturday, the NBA Cup semifinal for a chance to go avenge a nasty, nasty loss to the Milwaukee Bucks last year in the final. We will see. We'll see how they do. Brandon, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening to the Daily Thunder podcast.